Fun? You bet. We've all had great times such as this. But have you ever thought about what made them great? Why they're remembered? We enjoy life mostly through the five senses. Sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. Your five senses do their job through what is known as your central nervous system. Throughout your body, a network of nerves feed information to the brain. For example, the sense of touch. At a speed of nearly 250 miles an hour, a signal flashes to the brain. Your brain tells you it's hot, and almost immediately tells your hand to pull back. The same idea applies to the other senses. Sight, hearing, taste, and smell. Most of us are careful to protect ourselves and our important senses from outside dangers. We try to protect ourselves from outside dangers. But harm can come from within as well. And not only from things we recognize as poisons. Medicines, for instance, that are good to take under the direction of a doctor can be very dangerous when used any other way. Some of these drugs are known as dangerous drugs. The narcotics, for example. In the skilled hands of a doctor, however, some narcotics can be used to kill pain or put patients into a deep, restful sleep. Narcotics tend to numb or deaden the nervous system so that the patient feels nothing. One group of drugs is known as depressants. Depressants slow down the activity of the central nervous system. Depressants can be used to cause sleep or calm extreme fear, such as that often felt by mental patients. Another group of drugs is called stimulants. These speed up the body processes and help patients who need to be stimulated. When any of these substances, stimulants or depressants, are given by doctors in carefully regulated amounts, they aid those who are ill or in pain. But what happens when too much of any one or more of these drugs is taken? In most cases, there is an upsetting effect on the central nervous system. Many drugs can cause you to form the habit of taking them, a habit you can't quit. The effect on the central nervous system usually becomes worse and worse. There are other drugs that are not even used as medicines. One of them is marijuana. Marijuana can lead to the desire to experiment with stronger drugs. Its effect is different on different people. A person's reaction to marijuana is so unpredictable that even doctors cannot prescribe it. LSD stands for lysergic acid diethylamide. It is very dangerous in that its effect can be different each time it is taken. LSD twists reality without the user being aware of it. Most important, LSD can cause permanent brain damage which may not become apparent for some time. At the University of California in San Francisco, under the direction of Dr. E. Leong Wei and his associates, several experiments illustrate the profound effects of narcotics and drugs. A normal rat can easily climb down a pole. Whereas when subjected to a depressant-type drug, even this action is too difficult. Depressants cause muscle weakness. The mere act of walking is difficult. Balancing on a rotating rod is no trick for a normal rat. Under the influence of a depressant, however, the situation is impossible. The merry-go-round world of any drug addict is a nightmare. Years of training and experience enable a doctor to know what drugs and what amounts are good for an individual. Drugs must be prescribed by a doctor and prepared by a licensed pharmacist. It is against the law for anyone else to prepare, sell, or use such drugs. These laws exist to protect people from hurting themselves or other people. Breaking these laws is a serious offense. Even though we all have much the same kind of a nervous system pattern, we are each different and very special. What happens to each of us is important. Just as we can be threatened with injury from the outside, harm from within can be just as serious. The inside story is that your body may be seriously affected if you experiment with drugs you don't need. But it is even easier to protect yourself from this inside danger than it is to shield your eyes from the sun. Drugs and narcotics should be prescribed only by doctors. used in hospitals, and by people who are ill. Experience the best of life through the unimpaired senses of sight, hearing, touch, smell, and taste. You've got a sixth sense. Good sense. Use it.